Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about, really quickly basically, we're gonna talk about, are we a better team? Why? Because I would say last week, Bonucci and Chiellini came out with those statements, basically claiming they're more a team now and referring to Ronaldo, basically. Now, both of them never basically started to talk about Ronaldo. It was always they were always asked the question, "Are you a better team without Ronaldo?" And his fans are going mad, which I understand at some basically. If you look at it at some part, yeah, maybe I can understand why they're getting mad. But then if you just sit back and just really dissect the quotes and what Bonucci and Chiellini are saying, then they're right. Like, we are, at the moment, we are a better team, but just going forward, we will be a more balanced team. And that's no knock on Ronaldo. He's 36. I think he will be 37 next year. He isn't the same player he was when he was in his prime at Real Madrid. He's not. Like, he is very immobile. He's a static player. Like, he doesn't track back. And I know people say he's a striker, which first of all, people say he's a striker, so he doesn't need to track back. That's not true. Like, you need to every striker puts a shift in a defensive phase, like you need to do. You cannot just expect the team to do everything. Like, you need to close down basically running lanes, or just make it, even like I said, Rabiot does it many times. If he takes a step to the side, he blocks a shot or he blocks a pass, and he does not do that often. And that's also defending, just doing the bare minimum. And he didn't do that. Like, it's not a knock on him. That's his age. What I will knock him on when he was playing for us is that he basically refused to play as a striker. He wants to play on the left, but he doesn't track back, and that does not work. Like, it's not working at Manchester at the moment. I see many people and pundits talking about it, because if you play on the left, you need to track back at some point. Like, you need to do the like I said, the bare minimum. If not, just play as a striker, because we all know he scores goals. Like, that's his thing at the moment. He's not going past players. That's not that Ronaldo anymore. He's just a goal scorer, just an out of out goal scorer. So that's the point. I mean, some people need to see, in my opinion, like, he's not the same. I think many are stuck in that image of Ronaldo from, I would say, like I said, his prime years at Real Madrid. Not even at Man U, because I think that was the best Ronaldo ever. But just in general at Real Madrid. So Chiellini, what did Chiellini say? So he was asked the question, basically, what changed? Like, did it have an impact to the start of the season and stuff like that? So he said, we had arrived at a point in our relationship where Cristiano needed new goals and a team that would play for him. Because when he finds a team like that, he's decisive. He's proving it in these months, and he has also shown it with us. That's a compliment. Like, he is decisive. Like, he is decisive. He was decisive for us, and he's decisive at Man U. Like, he scored against Villarreal in the last minute. He scored basically in the last few minutes against Atalanta to win them the game. So that's not a knock on him. Like, he is decisive. That's not the issue. Like, he will always score goals. I think if he's 45 and you play him up top, he will score goals. Like, that's never the issue. Like, people I would say they get lost in the discussion at some point. Nobody said he doesn't score goals or something like that, or he's completely useless. Nobody's saying that. What we are saying, and what Chiellini are saying is, or what he will say is that it's more than just one player. That's it. And he also said here at Juventus, a program of rejuvenation and restarting was born. If Ronaldo had stayed, he would have been an added value, but it's normal that he thought more about the present than the future, and that's okay. Like, he's 36, he will be 37. Why would he be part of a rebuild? Like, he's not young anymore. He's in his last few years, basically. I think that's his last top club, I would say, where he will play. His last big contract at a big team, basically. So it's win now mode. Now, if he's gonna win a menu, that's a different discussion. I don't think he will, and that's not because of him. That's because of coaching. But I understand why he wanted to leave. We were not in a good position, and at the start of the season, we're not the same Juve from 4 or 5 years ago. Like, we are in a rebuild, and I understand that he doesn't want to be part of it. Why would he? Like, he has won everything. He's 36. Why would he start all over again, basically? So that's not a knock on him. I understand, like, Chiellini understands. I think everybody understands that. Like, the issue is when he left. Like, he came on against Udinese, he scored. Okay, VAR said no, offside. But he left basically during the season. The season was already on the way because we played against Udinese, and then he basically said, I'm not coming to training, I want to go, like, in the last few days. And that's a bit disrespectful to me, and also, yeah, that causes issues. Like, you're preparing a new season, and you're preparing the season basically with Ronaldo. He's the main man. Like, he's playing every game, and now you need to replace him with a few days left. And who you get? Keane. Again, not a knock on Keane, but he's not Ronaldo. Like, his output, his numbers, it's not even close. So I would say it's a bit panicking at Juve. They didn't know what to do, and they just went with Ronaldo. That's what they did. Now, if we go to basically the main thing Chiellini said in that interview with DAZN, I think that's the main point of discussion, among fans. And he said Ronaldo left on the 28th of August. It would have been better for us if he had left earlier. We paid something for it, a little bit of a shock. We paid something for it in terms of points. If he had left earlier, we would have had time to prepare better. And that's basically spot on. Like, that's, I think, the issue everybody had. Like, it was a few days before the end of the transfer market. He left, and he left the club without an option, basically. Yeah, we got Keane, but it was never in the plans of the club to replace Ronaldo with Keane. And Chiellini and Alivabene said the same thing. Like, you replace him with more than one player, and we didn't even do that in the summer. So I think that's the main issue. I think that he left the way he left. Like, we had no plan. Like, we didn't know what to do. And again, is that our fault? Is that Ronaldo's fault? You can say whatever you want, it doesn't matter, he's gone. But the point is, are we a better team? I don't think at the moment we are a better team. I think we will become a better team, because I think the most important thing was what Bonucci said a few days ago, that you play for Ronaldo. Like, everything goes through Ronaldo, and you play basically for him. And I mean, that's okay at some point. Like, in terms of, yeah, he will score your goal. He's very decisive. He scored important goals for us. But if you play through one player, if everything is based on one player, then it's only normal that player will shine. Like, it's no, rocket science. Like, if you play for, let's say, Morata, and you play just everything to Morata, again, he will not have the same output, like the same numbers as Ronaldo, but he will have much better numbers than he would have had in previous seasons, because everything is based on Morata. Now, everything was based on Ronaldo. That's great, but as a team, we looked so disorganized. Like, there were times like, again, I think Julian pulled that one up a few weeks ago, that Ronaldo was the striker or the attacker with at the least tracking back pressures in all of Europe, basically, and that he had like 3 or 5% or something ridiculous low like that. That's not okay. Like, if you play for a player, and you need to cover everything. Like, you play through that player, everything goes to that player, but you also need to track back for that player and just organize, without the ball playing, and keeping in mind, like, he's not helping massively. So in terms of that, I think we will become a better team, like as a group, as a whole, keeping the shape and stuff like that. I'm confident we will become that over time. Like, last few games, we are becoming that. Now it takes more. Let's see how if we will keep this up until the end of the season, and then we can basically make our assessment. But I think over time, I think we will become a better team. But again, because I saw people say, how are you going to replace his goals? Like, who's going to replace him? One player? You don't need to. Like, the goals will get spread out. Like, Chiesa, Dybala, Keane, everybody picks up a goal, because you're not playing for that one player. We're not doing that. That's not what Allegri wants, basically, and I think he made that pretty clear at times. Even the media, with all the reports, he made that clear. So again, over time, I think we will become a better team. I think it's too early to claim that we are already a better team without him. But I think over time we will become a better team, and over time we can make that basically assessment. But for now, again, it's not a dig at Ronaldo. It's a reality. Like, you play for Ronaldo if he's on your team at this moment in his career, and you need to basically live with it, or you need to find a solution and sacrifice other players or other options or other things you had in mind as a coach or stuff like that. Again, I don't want to make about Ronaldo or something like that, because I have nothing against Ronaldo. He did amazing for us. His goal record speaks for himself. But I just wanted to put it out there, because people were slating Bonucci and Chiellini for making those quotes. They were asked these questions, and they responded with what everybody was seeing. Like, it was crystal clear. It was no mystery. Like, we already knew that, and they just basically confirmed it. Let's say that. So that's it for this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and you can also become a member. You will get access to our Discord group, where you can chat with everybody, and where we will do some giveaways during the season. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you in the next one.